Hi, I'm Larry London. This is Border Crossings. On today's show, we welcome multi-Grammy winner Phillip Bailey from Earth, Wind & Fire. Phillip is promoting a new solo jazz CD, his 10th, called Love Will Find a Way. As a solo artist, Phillip Bailey has earned 7 Grammys and is in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. With Earth, Wind & Fire, he received a Lifetime Achievement Award and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In 1985, Phillip won the MTV Video Music Award for Best Video with Phil Collins for their hit Easy Lover. With sales in excess of 100 million records and 8 #1 singles and 5 #1 albums, as a part of Earth, Wind & Fire, Phillip has no plans to slow down. Join us for a chance to get to know one of music's best-loved singers, Phillip Bailey, on today's Border Crossings. Hi, I'm Larry London, and this is Border Crossings. We welcome you to a very, very special show. I've got goosebumps. I'm so excited about today's guest. It's a 9-time Grammy-winning, Hall of Fame member, Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. We welcome Phillip Bailey to Washington, D.C.
Thank you, LL.
I'll
call you LL.
I am not worthy, sir. It is great to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Now, you have been doing music for a few years, for a moment.
For a moment. I started when I was 9. And I'm 67, and started playing music in school, 4th grade. Mm-hmm. Always was doubling and as a drummer and singer, so I would go back and forth from the choir to the band.
Mm-hmm. And you work with a drummer singer on a big hit called Easy Lover.
Sure did.
And that was a big
#1 song. You can always tell those singers that are drummers their timing, and where they put their lyrics and stuff. Yeah.
So now you, in addition to all of the body of work that you have with Earth, Wind & Fire, are an accomplished solo musician. And I think in the 90s you launched your first solo jazz CD. 94 was it?
Well, that was the first jazz one. But I got this is my 10th solo project.
Right, the new one.
Yep. And so I always like doing a lot of different things outside of Earth, Wind & Fire because it gives me an outlet to really kind of spread my wings, grow, and learn some stuff. And then when I come back, I have something fresh to offer.
The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
Was it jazz when you were growing up that you were into?
Man,
were you
I
into
started
pop,
listening
R&B?
to it early. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was listening to it. My a friend of mine's mother, her boyfriend was a jazz bassist. So while the kids were out playing, my age, I was going through the record collection, checking out Art Blakey and Philly Joe and all those guys.
Miles Davis, I guess?
Miles Davis. And,
Big influence for you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you've been an influence to so many other people for not only for your jazz, but also, your body of R&B and pop work that you put out. How does it feel now, looking back on your career, to be considered a role model, an inspiration to younger people? I mean, you've really touched so many people in so many different ways.
Wow, I'm really blessed. I have to kind of pinch myself sometime and really just embrace the fact that, okay, you're here. Someone said once you have to deserve the right to be heard. Mm-hmm. And so at this point, I guess I have deserved a right to be heard in some shape, form, or fashion, Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I'm always reaching for the next thing though. Mm-hmm. So I don't dwell on, that stuff. It's a extinct pleasure, but I'm always looking to that next thing.
You were my wife, my life, my hopes and dreams. For you to understand what this means.
And the new album, Love Will Find a Way, has Chick Corea and a number of other...
Yes, Chick Corea, Christian McBride, Christian Scott.
Wow.
will.i.am is on there actually.
will.i.am?
Yeah, it's a project that just celebrates my love of many genres of music, from jazz, R&B, pop, gospel, rock, and it's a labor of love, a real labor of love. It took us about over a year to do it, about a year and a half, but it's possibly to date my proudest project, you know, because it really, you know, now I'm doing it. And I've always done it for the love of it, but now it's sheerly for the love. And I actually financed this project myself because I didn't really want any outside pressure of, you know, I want to make sure that I could just allow the music to tell me what it wanted to be and where it wanted to go.
Listen, we're a winner, and never let anybody say, boy, you can't make it.
And these are all songs you wrote?
No, they're covers, and in the mix of just being creative, there were several songs that were created in the studio that are originals, but they're mostly covers. It kind of is a reflection of our social and political, you know, tensions, you know, around the world. We drew on a lot of the freedom fighter singers like Curtis Mayfield and Abby Lincoln. You know, we have an Abby Lincoln song in there. But it's one of those kinds of projects that we just let it happen. We just let it happen, and I'm so proud of it. Just I usually don't listen to myself, you know, after doing the record, but I have listened to this project quite some time, and we made sure that we Russell Elevado mixed the project, and so we took that organic approach to the project. So we're going to do some LPs and stuff like that.
Well, I love that. You don't have to work as hard as you do, but you choose to work this hard.
Well, I love what I do. I really do. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I would pass by a house and some professional musicians were practicing, and I got a chance to hear what it really sounds like with people doing, you know, at that level. And it sounded, man, amazing to me. So that's what I always wanted to do. I said, I want it to sound like that, you know. So it's still got its bit in my mouth, you know.
How many albums have you been putting out? I mean, I didn't count. Earth, Wind & Fire, Phillip Bailey solo albums. How many?
Well, I guess there's almost 50 now.
50?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Almost 50.
You ever pinch yourself and say, "Wow, I can't believe I'm doing something I love and for so long"? And
well, you know, Miles Davis has hundreds. You know, so
well, it's a goal, right? We got to go
so
hundreds.
It's like checking it, you know, like, you know. But now, you know, because record companies are not so much in the mix as they were when we spawned our career. You know, you can do so many things. You know, when you want to and how you want to, you know, and with whoever you want to do them with. So, you know, I'm always thinking forward. We're going to do a duet record. I don't know if I'm giving some stuff away.
Oh, please do it. We'll keep it between us.
We're doing this duet record with Earth, Wind & Fire and a bunch of guest stars. So we're going to start working on that. But yeah, I'm still having a lot of fun.
And your son's in the band.
Yeah. My youngest son from my first marriage, he's he's in his mid-30s now. Yeah, but he went to Berklee School of Music, and then after that he worked out there for few years, and says, "Hey, you want to, you know, come sing?" You know. So he works with us. He gets a chance to see why I was never home. So, yeah.
A little late now in his 30s, but that's all right.
It's our bonding period.
He can appreciate it.
Yeah, he can appreciate it.
And I know you have a few kids. You have, I think, 7?
7, yeah.
So, and they range in age from, you know, the oldest to...
5 are grown, and then the little guys are 14 and 12.
Now, do they comprehend what Dad does?
Musician, yeah.
I mean, as a 12-year-old, to be the son of Phillip Bailey...
Old school. Love music, and one is a natural drummer and has a wonderful voice. The other one sings as well, and plays trumpet and guitar. Yeah.
Now, I do want to ask, there was a bit of controversy in the last few months. Taylor Swift recorded an Earth, Wind & Fire song. And all the Earth, Wind & Fire loyal fans said, Taylor Swift doing September, it doesn't work, she shouldn't. What does Earth, Wind & Fire think about Taylor Swift doing?
I'm so glad you asked me, and for the world to know, because I got in a little tussle with some people. But man, you know what? I figure that it's so beautiful that music is free like that. And I've heard a lot of different singer-songwriter versions of Earth, Wind & Fire songs on satellite radio, on the coffee house and all that kind of stuff. And, it's free like that for people to express themselves the way they want to. I thought, it was a treat to hear her version of it. Justin Timberlake did a version of September with us, and so it's just one of those things that I think the people went in too much on it.
Do you remember the 28th night of September? Love was changing the minds of pretenders while chasing the clouds away.
Do you have a favorite Earth, Wind & Fire song?
Not really, because I think about the Earth, Wind & Fire songs as the way I felt when I was actually recording them and stuff. And so a lot of songs that I think that are dear to me would be songs like, one comes to mind, And Love Goes On. But yeah, different nights, the different songs will speak to me. I remember going through some things, some challenges years ago, and sing a song, and that song actually kind of came back at me like a mirror, and it was like, whoa, and I wrote it. It's like, okay.
Now the words had different meaning.
Yeah, they had
a little later
meaning.
in life.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you always had the falsetto? Is that something you've always done?
I have, man. I think that I was enamored with female vocalists. One of my biggest influences, Dionne Warwick.
Oh, gosh.
I loved all that Burt Bacharach stuff when I was a young man, and of course Sarah Vaughan and Dinah Washington and
Nina Simone, one of my favorites.
Okay.
Oh.
I got into her later. But I think because I was raised with a bunch of females and not I kind of identified with that passion and the lyrics, the lyrical aspect of how females sing, and so I didn't know that it was a falsetto until I was singing in a club one night, and a teacher from one of the colleges came over and said, "Man, you have an amazing falsetto." I said, "What's that?" Okay, that's what that is.
Well, that's
but
great.
I'm a natural baritone and studied operatic baritone in college and stuff. So
now, if you had to pick a favorite, style of music, is it jazz? Has it always been jazz for you?
If they said, well, okay, you gotta pick one.
Pick a lane.
I'm a jazzer.
A jazz man. All right.
Yeah.
It's a great style of music.
I probably listen to jazz. I do listen to jazz more than I listen to anything else. I like jazz, gospel, sacred music, stuff like that. But I like all kinds of music. I listen to classical. I listen to country, indigenous music. I like all kinds of music.
I was listening to one of the songs on your new album. You have a video out for it. And the beginning of it sounded a lot like Marvin Gaye. It sounded to me when I listened to it, I heard Marvin Gaye in the beginning sound.
Well, I did a Marvin Gaye cover.
Oh.
I did a Marvin Gaye cover.
Well, there you go. You did a great job of that.
It was an iconic song that I always loved, that wasn't necessarily a big hit, but it was one of those songs that just haunted you, the way he sang it. And so we did get a chance to do a Marvin Gaye cover called Just to Keep You Satisfied.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's you sounded great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I loved all the videos I saw.
Yeah.
You know, and nowadays, when you first started, you didn't have to do a video. You know, you
Right.
did the Ed Sullivan Show, you did all the shows. Now, everything has to come with a video.
And that kind of came back to bite Earth, Wind & Fire a little bit, because Maurice was one of those kind of people that felt, that being seen was kind of a downside, So we were like, mystique was in. But I think that, like now, we wish we had have had some of the visuals of studio stuff and a lot of different things that we did back in the day.
So the album Love Will Find a Way, where can people get that album now? I mean, it's available on iTunes and Amazon, I'm sure, but are there other places that people can go to find this particular album?
Well, it's not out yet. It's
not?
finished. It's finished.
What's the release date?
And we are partnering with our partners and deciding on our release date, but it's going to be out in the next 3 to 6 months. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Love Will Find a Way, you mentioned, had a lot of social significance to it. I mean, we're dealing with difficult times right now.
Yeah.
The headlines every day. If you were elected the president, if you could make changes, what would you do?
Well, I think that as artists, we're kind of like a mirror for what's happening. And so this project is steeped with, social responsibility. And, we have the opportunity to speak not only to the people, but for the people. So we dug back into a lot of the songs that were resonating during the civil rights movement and all that kind of stuff with Curtis Mayfield and Abby Lincoln and kind of did a retake of those songs and stuff. So, our music, we want it to be inspiring, inspirational, and to speak to, the passion of where people are. Yeah.
What advice would you give to a young aspiring musician who wants to become a Phillip Bailey, wants to make a successful career out of a passion like music? What advice, out of all the years you've done this?
Well, you know what? I think that you have to love what you're doing more than you mind going through the changes that you're going to have to go through to do it. Because, you're going to have to go through some challenges, maybe a lot of different challenges. But if you're passionate and if you really have the gift, stick with it, learn the craft, learn the people before you, and always stay open,
Now, you've done so many different things. You were an actor, too. You were on Matlock. You had a regular role on I mean, is that something you want to do more of? You still look, you look handsome. You said, 67? Yeah. People, when you walked in the door here, said, no, there's no way. Wow. There's no way.
I'll pay you Tuesday.
Well, you look great.
Thank you. So do you.
Oh, thank you very much. But do you want to do acting? Is that?
You know what? In the Matlock stuff I was going to and casting calls and doing stuff. You're trying to find, you find yourself and see what these things, if you like this or you like that and stuff. So I got a chance to do some acting on some different fronts. But I don't think it's anything that I'm serious about doing any, if the right thing came along though, I would have to. It depends on what it is.
Now, I always ask this question: when they make the Phillip Bailey story,
right? Who's going to play?
Who's going to play Phillip Bailey? Who do you want to be cast as Phillip Bailey?
Probably my son.
Ah, there you go. Yeah. We'll have to change the name.
Yeah. Well, his name is Phillip too.
That's right.
So right, yeah. So he's a Phillip D. So yeah, because he looks just like me when I was younger and stuff. So he could do that pretty well.
Is there any song that you guys passed on that, in hindsight, you regret passing on? Was there a song that was pitched to Earth, Wind & Fire to record that you say, that's not us, and then all of a sudden somebody else had a hit with it, and you say, if we'd only taken that song? Or no songs?
I'm
you
not.
passed on?
I can't think of any actually. Skip Scarborough wrote a bunch of great songs for us and Jeffrey Osborne, Denise Williams, and stuff. But fortunately, we never passed up "Can't Hide Love" or.
Well, you had some great hits. I mean, from the catalog of Earth, Wind, and Fire songs, September and Fantasy and After the Love is Gone. Oh my, it just on and on and on.
Man, songs are everything. You know, we're in that enviable position that after we played 90 minutes, you know, we still haven't played all of the hits. You know, are the songs that people have grown to know and love. So.
And the great thing about music is that the fans that come to see you perform, they can be any age.
Yeah.
You're not offensive. You're not nasty. You guys are classy.
Yeah, we
it's
have
a
like
fun
4
party.
generations now.
Yes.
Listening to, coming to the show.
And you're one of the first bands with horns, R&B, to actually put the whole big horn section in.
Yeah, those guys are still like playing their butts off, man. You know, every night when we go, and give the Earth, Wind, and Fire horn section a big round of applause, they get a rousing round of applause. I'm like, hey guys, what?
Now, if you could bring one book, if you were stuck on an island and you could bring one book and one album to that island, what would that book and what would that album be?
I'm not going to think about it. The Bible.
The Bible?
And I think I would take Kind of Blue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't expect that.
Well, it was kind of hard, because I was going to say, Inner Visions with Stevie Wonder.
Right,
but,
right.
Or What's Going On, but, you said one.
And you recorded with Stevie Wonder, right?
Yeah, on Part-Time Lover.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that you got you can get the love and the credit you deserved.
Oh, well, it was such an honor for me. I'd just gotten home from being at Disneyland with my kids all day, and he calls at, 11 o'clock at night. We didn't start the session until 4 in the morning. He's one of those kind of guys that at that time that could stay up 3 days or something.
What's been the highlight for you in this career, looking back? And I know there's been many highlights.
Yeah.
I mean, winning the first Grammy, winning the 9th Grammy, the Lifetime Achievement, all that stuff. But any highlight that just stands out for you personally in this business?
Well, we were asked to play for 2 administrations. For the Obama administration, actually 2 or 3 times, and for the Clinton administration, we've played for kings and queens and played, at the Nobel Peace Prize. So it's one of those kinds of things that you have to pinch yourself. My mother would have been so proud to have lived to see us do some of the things that we've gotten a chance to do. But they're still coming, and so we're just. We're humbled by the fact that we're still able to do what we love to do, and especially at this level.
And as an African American man, you must be particularly thrilled with the changes that are coming now. Long overdue to see that the Black Panther film do so well, and all of the things that are happening.
Yeah.
Long overdue.
Yeah, it is quite. There's a lot of challenges still, on every front, but we're riding on the backs of those who have suffered and died and paid so many dues. So it's good. I think that the humanity is becoming more educated. And a lot more compassionate with each other. Bit by bit.
Leave me now. You take away the biggest part of me.
Do you see many more albums to come? Earth, Wind, and Fire, Phillip Bailey Jazz album. Do you see a lot of albums in your future? Is there an album that you haven't done that you want to do?
I always say, I would do this if I never got a dime. A dime. I remember the first time they gave me a couple of dollars for playing some music. I said, "Oh, you get paid for it too?" So yeah, I would, like a painter or whatever. This is just who I am and what I do. But it's a big treat to make so many people happy and get a chance to live a certain lifestyle and travel and meet so many people, make people happy.
Mm-hmm. Have you done holiday albums before?
Thing. Yeah, we did one about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, we did one with the Fire. I haven't done one personally. Maybe that's something I should do.
There you go. I want to get credit.
Right.
In the album sleeve, put me on it.
LL.
LL. What an honor to meet you.
Man,
I mean, I grew up on your music, and I'm very close to you in age, but I grew up on your music and have just idolized everything you've done, everything you stood for. And I love the sounds of the new jazz album. I'm very excited for when it does come out.
Thank you so much.
And the tour. And so if people want to find you on the internet, I assume you're there?
Phillip Bailey, EWF. And earthwindandfire.com.
Love will find a way.
Yeah, love will find a way.
It better.
Yes.
We need it.
Yes,
we need it now.
That's true.
More than ever.
More than ever.
Thank you, Phillip Bailey.
Thank you.
Phillip Bailey, our guest here on The Voice of America, Love Will Find a Way, the 10th album for this guy and his solo collection. My name is Larry London, and you are tuned to Border Crossings.